Hey everyone, welcome to my video tutorial over the quadratic formula. I'm going to be showing you how you can make your life way much easier by using this formula over quadratic functions, and I hope you understand it. So, first of all, I'm going to be showing you how the standard form of quadratic functions look like. And you can see that it is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So the example below I'm showing you is just like you get to know what it will look like in numbers. So it's x squared plus 9x plus 18 equals 0. Every quadratic function has to be equal to 0. Okay, so now I'm gonna be showing you how the quadratic formula looks like. And as shown in the screen, you can see that it is x equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Okay, so now that you know how the quadratic formula looks like, we can solve example number 1. So we got 1x squared plus 1x minus 4 equals 0. So the first thing you have to do is establish the value of each letter. In this case, the value of A will be 1, the value of B will be 1, and the value of C will be negative 4. Notice that down below in the example, I colored the letter and the number in the same color so you can know how the standard form relates to the problem we have shown here. So now that we know every single value for the variables a, b, and c, we can replace those variables in the quadratic formula for the values. So this is how example 1 should look like written in quadratic formula. X equal to negative 1 plus or minus square root of 1 squared minus 4 times 1 times negative 4 over 2 times 1. So now we can proceed to simplify this expression, and first of all what we're going to do is to simplify the order of operations written inside the square root. We will start by getting rid of that exponent, which will be 1 times 1 equals 1. Now we do the multiplication inside the square root, which is negative 4 times 1 times negative 4. So negative 4 times 1 equals to negative 4. But we have the second negative 4 written inside, so we will simplify that as well, which will be negative 4 times negative 4 equals to positive 16. So our order of operation will leave us in square root of 1 plus 16. So now next we get rid of that multiplication written in the denominator, which will be 2 times 1 equals 2. So now that we have simplified the expression, we can now proceed to add up the two values left inside the square root, which are 1 plus 16, which equals to 17. So this is how your answer should look like. X equals to negative 1 plus or minus square root of 17 over 2. Now remember that plus or minus represents two possible answers, which I'm going to show you in the next slide, which will be stated like this: x equals to negative 1 plus square root of 17 over 2, or x equals to negative 1 minus square root of 17 over 2. Okay, now let's do a second example to reinforce what we have learned about the quadratic formula. Example number 2 says 6x squared plus 11x minus 35 equals 0. So we got our quadratic function, and now we are given the value to each variable. A equals 6, B equals 11, and C equals negative 35. Okay, so now we're going to replace each variable by their corresponding value, and this is how it should look like. x equals to negative 11 plus or minus square root of 11 to the square minus 4 times 6 times negative 35 over 2 times 6. Okay, now we can start simplifying our equation, and as always, we're going to start by simplifying the order of operations that are inside our square root. So the first one, it's the exponent, which says 11 to the second power, which means 11 times 11. So 11 times 11 is equal to 121. There we got it. So next we multiply that and negative 4 times 6, which is equal to negative 24. So we multiply that negative 24 times negative 35, which gives us a positive 840, which we have it there. So now we proceed to multiply the order of operations that appears in the denominator, which is 2 times 6, which is 12. Now we can add up that 121 plus 840, which is inside the square root. So 121 plus 840, it's equal to 961. So in the next slide, we see that x equals to negative 11 plus or minus square root of 961 over 12. So now we can simplify that square root of 961, which is equal to 31. So x equals to negative 11 plus or minus 31 over 12. Now we separate this equation into the two possible answers, which are the plus and the minus. So we have x equals to negative 11 plus 31 over 12 and x equals to negative 11 minus 31 over 12. So now we solve each of the answers one by one, and first we got x equals to negative 11 plus 31 over 12. So we solve negative 11 plus 31, and that will lead us to 20. So x equals to 20 over 12. But that can be simplified by 4, so x equals to 5 over 3. So that's our first answer. The second answer says x equals to negative 11 minus 31 over 12. So we solve negative 11 minus 31 equals to negative 42 over 12. And that can be simplified by 6, and the answer will be x equals to negative 7 divided by 2. So this is how the final answer or the final answer solution set should look like, and this is all. So I hope you have enjoyed this video, you have learned about the quadratic formula, and I hope this makes your life way much easier. Thank you for watching.